AdSense Arbitrage, the practice of buying traffic cheaply and monetizing it with higher paying ads, has evolved drastically over the past few years. As we enter 2025, some once profitable churn and burn tactics have faded, while new strategies are yielding big paydays. In this analysis, we'll compare outdated spammy methods to current best practices. We'll explore the decline of old tricks, the rise of AI-driven content farms and blended traffic sources, new geographic plays, evergreen high CPC niches, and how today's arbitrage experts are stacking multiple monetization channels for maximum profit. Real-world examples and case studies will illustrate what's working, what's not, and how to build a long-term, compliant arbitrage machine instead of a quick flip site. Finally, we'll look ahead with predictions for the next 1 to 2 years in the arbitrage world. The rise and fall of AdSense arbitrage strategies. Arbitrage has always been a cat-and-mouse game with platforms and user behavior. Let's start by examining what died, the older, spammy methods that thrived years ago but have since declined, or gotten publishers banned. Then we'll highlight what still works in 2025, including the latest tactics generating sustainable profits. What died? Outdated spammy methods on the decline. Made for AdSense MFA sites and thin content, the classic MFA strategy was to throw together low-quality pages, often scraped or auto-spun text, stuffed with ads, solely to get ad clicks. These sites provided little real value and relied on shock headlines or search loopholes. In 2025, Google openly discourages and penalizes MFA sites. They're easy to spot due to poor content and low user engagement. Many arbitrageurs who tried mass-producing thin sites have seen AdSense accounts suspended quickly for policy violations. Google's policies now explicitly label low-quality, unoriginal content at scale as spam. For example, obituary spam pages scraped from death notices, sometimes bulk-generated with AI, are being purged from search results. In short, the era of spam blogs with copied or AI gibberish text is ending. Google's 2024 updates target scaled content abuse and domain squatting with AI content, reducing such junk in search by an estimated 40%. Arbitrageurs can no longer count on flooding Google with thousands of quick AI articles and expect to rank or even remain indexed. Ad overload and bad user experience. Another relic of the past was plastering pages with ads to maximize clicks, sometimes 10+ AdSense units on a single page, making content nearly invisible. Google previously limited AdSense to 3 ads per page. When that rule was lifted, many went overboard. The result? Ad overload backfires. Google's algorithms monitor the content-to-ad ratio, and if a page is mostly ads with negligible content, they will stop delivering ads, showing blank space. Users also bounce instantly from such pages, killing conversion. Successful arbitrageurs have learned to stick to 3 to 5 ads per page for an optimal balance, enough to earn revenue but not so many that Google or users revolt. Those old sites that looked like a few lines of text surrounded by 12 ads have largely died out, either from Google's enforcement or simply because the ROI tanked once ad slots went blank. Today, quality content and UX matter even in arbitrage. Spammy layouts get you nowhere fast. Cheap bot traffic and click fraud. Buying any traffic that moves was another bygone tactic, including low-quality hits from pop-under networks, paid autoserve schemes, or even bots. These might inflate your visitor count, but they're poison for AdSense. Google's invalid traffic detectors are extremely sophisticated, especially after deploying AI to catch fraud. If AdSense sees a surge of non-human or irrelevant clicks, your account can be flagged and suspended. In the past, some publishers tried to slip bot traffic into the mix. In 2025, this is almost guaranteed to end badly. Compliance teams are cracking down harder than ever. In fact, Google reported suspending 39.2 million ad accounts in 2024, 3 times the prior year, in a massive AI-driven fraud crackdown. A key violation category was ad network abuse, which covers fraudulent arbitrage tactics. The lesson: sketchy traffic sources now carry extreme risk, and older tricks like using click farms or hidden frames have essentially died out. Successful arbitrage requires genuine, engaging traffic, whether paid or organic, not fake hits. Churn and burn via social clickbait farms. Remember those slideshow sites with outrageous titles, often health or celebrity clickbait, promoted heavily on Facebook? They'd lure users into 20-page slideshows filled with ads. A few years ago, some made quick profits this way. But Facebook and Google both cracked down. Facebook penalized misleading clickbait, and Google's search and AdSense policies began filtering sites with deceptive UX or excessive pagination solely for ad impressions. Many such operations got saturated as users caught on, or got blocked by browser ad filtering. It's not that viral content arbitrage is dead, but the spammiest versions of it are far less effective now. Case in point, marketers on forums still notice Facebook ads clearly doing arbitrage with catchy headlines, viral images and a very basic landing page, single column article with a few images and ads everywhere, but they only work if tuned just right. The fact that some campaigns run for weeks suggests they have positive ROI, yet many others flame out. Overall, older one-trick sites, like pure slideshow spam or endless next-page traps, have either been banned or see diminishing returns due to user fatigue and platform policy updates. Classic search arbitrage on Google Ads, buying Google search traffic and sending it to AdSense pages, the quintessential arbitrage dream of the 2000s, is largely a ghost of its former self. Google Ads, AdWords, instituted strict quality score rules that make it nearly impossible to profit from sending search ad clicks to a page with only ads or affiliate links. The cost per click on AdWords for most lucrative keywords is just too high unless your content genuinely satisfies the user. Traditional search arbitrage still exists on Bing or Yahoo in some niches, where clicks can be cheaper, but even though you must play by quality guidelines. In 2025, search arbitrage survives mainly through specialized search feed partnerships, more on that in the big money section, rather than the open Google Ads auction. In short, the easy days of buying traffic from Google and immediately earning back more via AdSense are over for the average publisher. The numbers no longer work out without some special edge. Domain parking and typo squatting arbitrage. Once upon a time, people profited from parked domains, using Google's AdSense for Domains program or similar, by driving traffic to them or picking up expired high-traffic domains. Google actually shut down AdSense for Domains for most publishers, and now only a few large partners have access to search feed monetization, e.g. Cedo, System 1, etc. are authorized feed resellers. A Black Hat World member explained that Google likes search feed arbitrage for certain high-value queries, but you can't directly get into it as a new publisher. It requires contracts and big spend, often $2,000 to $3,000 per day just to start. Smaller players who tried clever tricks, like one person who sent cheap app traffic to a parked domain via interstitial, found their accounts closed by the parking company. Meanwhile, domain squatting with AI content to revive dead sites, e.g. grabbing a defunct newspaper's domain and auto-posting AI articles, is explicitly considered spam by Google's new policies. Bottom line, the simple arbitrages of grabbing domains and turning them into money machines are largely gone or only open to big league arbitrageurs under strict oversight. In summary, many of the quick hack approaches in arbitrage have either been outlawed by policy, neutralized by algorithms, or are so saturated that they barely yield profit. If you're planning to revive a 2017 era trick, like spamming low-quality pages or misrepresenting content, expect a short run and possible account bans. However, that doesn't mean arbitrage itself is dead, far from it. It has just evolved, favoring those who adapt with higher quality strategies and more sophisticated tactics. What still works? Modern AdSense arbitrage in 2025. Now let's turn to the strategies that are thriving in 2025. Successful arbitrageurs today operate more like savvy media buyers and data-driven publishers than like spammers. Key trends include leveraging AI at scale, the right way, blending multiple traffic sources, native, social, etc., exploring new geographies, focusing on high-value niches, and stacking revenue streams for each user. Here's a breakdown of where arbitrageurs are finding success. AI content forums, evolved. With real engagement, generative AI has supercharged content production. Instead of hiring armies of writers, arbitrage operations now spin up dozens or hundreds of articles using GPT-based tools. This can work if done carefully. The trick is to avoid the spammy AI trap. High-performing arbitrage sites in 2025 use AI to create content at scale but then add layers of quality control, editing for originality, ensuring factual accuracy, and tuning content to be genuinely engaging to readers, to reduce bounce rates. Many are essentially building content forums 2.0, massive sites targeting long-tail topics or trending keywords, powered by AI writing. A big difference from old MFA sites is these AI content forums often do have some informational value or at least entertaining content, even if machine-generated. They pair this content with heavy monetization, ads, affiliate links, etc., and drive traffic to it via ads on other platforms, since SEO for AI content is getting tougher. Native advertising networks have become a go-to here. Taboola, Outbrain, Rev Content, You'll see sensational headline ads leading to sites with AI-written listicles or how-to guides, all surrounded by ads. This AI plus native traffic formula is definitely working for many. However, quality matters. Google's crackdown means if your AI content is pure clickbait nonsense, you risk losing search visibility or even AdSense itself. The winners use AI to scale content creation but still ensure a good user experience, original images, readable text, and fulfilling the promise of the headline. In short, AI is a tool. Those who wield it to create legible, niche-focused sites, sometimes called AI content forums, can capture huge arbitrage profits, while those who flood the web with garbage AI pages will see diminishing returns. Native and social traffic blends. Unlike the old days of relying on one traffic source, 2025's arbitrageurs mix and match multiple channels to find the best ROI. A popular combo is Facebook ads plus native ads. For example, one arbitrage team shared that they run Facebook ads with eye-catching mid-journey generated images, leading to GPT-written articles on their site, and monetize via a premium ad network, similar to AdSense. They spent $10K on Facebook ads in a month and saw about a 35% net profit. That's not a huge margin, but it's profitable at scale. Once they dial in the campaign, they can try scaling to $50,000 or $100,000 per month ad spend. By blending social traffic, Facebook's large audiences, with content that is effectively monetized via AdSense or alternatives, they create a controlled arbitrage loop. Others supplement Facebook with free social traffic from platforms like TikTok or Instagram, using viral organic posts to siphon visitors to their sites. TikTok especially has emerged as both a paid and organic traffic source for arbitrage. Some arbitrageurs create viral short videos that tease content and drop a link in bio or comments. If a video goes big, that's free traffic to an AdSense-laden page. On the paid side, TikTok ads can be very cost-efficient. CPMs are still relatively low, and arbitrageurs are using them to drive huge volumes. We're even seeing TikTok-specific arbitrage case studies, e.g., a firm called DigitalWorks used TikTok ads at scale to send users to a search results page full of ads, a search feed arbitrage model, and doubled their earnings year over year. They needed advanced tracking to handle the volume, but it worked. The big picture is that traffic diversification is key. Relying on just Facebook or just one native network can be risky. Algorithms or costs can shift, so savvy publishers spread bets. Facebook, TikTok, Taboola, Outbrain, Google's Discovery ads, Bing ads, even push notification ads, all might be used in parallel. By blending sources, they optimize their overall cost per click and reduce dependence on any single platform. This multi-source approach is a far cry from the old just spam one source until burnt strategy. It's more resilient and often cheaper per visitor when optimized. New geo strategies and geo arbitrage. Another trend is looking beyond the usual Tier 1 countries, US, UK, etc., for traffic or revenue. Some arbitrageurs find untapped geographies where the math works out better. For instance, certain regions have moderately high ad payout rates, RPMs, but relatively cheap traffic. Southeast Asia and India are often cited as regions with fast-growing ad markets and lots of users. An example: GeoPlay, buying traffic within a country where click costs are low, but sending users to content targeting a high-value niche in that same country. Or targeting Tier 2 countries in Europe where competition on native ads is less, yet AdSense CPCs in some niches, finance, etc., are decent. Arbitrageurs also experiment with language targeting, e.g., running arbitrage in Spanish, Portuguese, or Arabic. There can be less competition in non-English markets for both buying traffic and for content ranking, yet advertisers still pay well to reach those audiences. Additionally, geo-targeting or monetization is a smart move. Modern arbitrage sites often serve different ad networks or layouts based on the visitor's country. One guide noted that mixing ad networks and targeting them geographically can boost revenue by 30% or more. For example, Pub Galaxy might outperform AdSense in some European markets, while Taboola yields better in the US, and other networks, AdNow, Content.ad, work better in certain countries. By using geo-targeted ad setups, which tools like Advanced Ads for WordPress can facilitate, publishers ensure each visitor sees the best paying ads for their region. This is a level of sophistication that indicates arbitrage has matured. It's not just about buying traffic cheaply, but also squeezing maximum yield via geo-optimized monetization. In 2025, the new money might be found in regions and languages that were previously overlooked. Arbitrageurs who understand local markets and find a niche, say, Arabic finance tips or Brazilian fitness trends, can reap big rewards with less competition. Evergreen high CPC niches, still viable. One thing that hasn't changed, some content verticals simply pay extremely well per click. High-cost niches in AdSense are high-cost because advertisers make serious money from those clicks. In 2025, many of the classic high CPC niches are still lucrative for arbitrage, provided you can get traffic for less than they pay. According to industry analyses, the top AdSense niches include insurance, finance and investing, legal, web hosting/development, crypto, health, real estate, make money online, and education. For example, insurance and loans have notoriously high CPCs. Insurance keywords can be $10, $20, even $50 plus per click in Google Ads. If you can funnel cheap traffic into an insurance-focused site and achieve decent click-through, the payouts are huge. Legal, think lawyer referrals, mesothelioma, etc., is another where a single click can be worth dozens of dollars. Other perennial earners, web hosting and B2B software, tons of affiliate money and high advertiser bids. Best hosting keywords, for instance, are gold, cryptocurrency and trading, volatile, but when crypto firms are spending, they spend big, in health and fitness, weight loss offers, supplement companies competing for clicks. Personal finance and online banking/fintech also cracked the top niche list for 2025, a sign that banks and fintech apps are paying well to acquire users via content sites. Importantly, just knowing a niche is high CPC doesn't guarantee success. Competition in these niches is fierce. For arbitrage, often the approach is to find a sub-niche or angle in these areas that isn't already dominated. For example, rather than generic insurance info, you might build an arbitrage site around pet insurance in rural areas or telehealth services for diabetes, something specific enough to target cheaply, but within a high-value category. The key is balance. The niche's advertisers must pay enough, high CPC or CPM, and your traffic source for that niche must be affordable. High-cost niches in AdSense are high-cost because advertisers make serious money from those clicks. In 2025, many of the classic high CPC niches are still lucrative for arbitrage, provided you can get traffic for less than they pay. According to industry analyses, the top AdSense niches include insurance, finance and investing, legal, web hosting/development, crypto, health, real estate, make money online, and education. For example, insurance and loans have notoriously high CPCs. Insurance keywords can be $10, $20, even $50 plus per click in Google Ads. If you can funnel cheap traffic into an insurance-focused site and achieve decent click-through, the payouts are huge. Legal, think lawyer referrals, mesothelioma, etc., is another where a single click can be worth dozens of dollars. Other perennial earners, web hosting and B2B software, tons of affiliate money and high advertiser bids. Best hosting keywords, for instance, are gold, cryptocurrency and trading, volatile, but when crypto firms are spending, they spend big, in health and fitness, weight loss offers, supplement companies competing for clicks. Personal finance and online banking/fintech also cracked the top niche list for 2025, a sign that banks and fintech apps are paying well to acquire users via content sites. Importantly, just knowing a niche is high CPC doesn't guarantee success. Competition in these niches is fierce. For arbitrage, often the approach is to find a sub-niche or angle in these areas that isn't already dominated. For example, rather than generic insurance info, you might build an arbitrage site around pet insurance in rural areas or telehealth services for diabetes, something specific enough to target cheaply, but within a high-value category. The key is balance. The niche's advertisers must pay enough, high CPC or CPM, and your traffic source for that niche must be affordable. Many arbitrageurs start by identifying a few niches with high advertiser demand, via tools like Google Keyword Planner or Spy Tools, then test campaigns to see if they can get traffic that monetizes profitably. High CPC niches are viable and indeed some of the biggest arbitrage operations focus on them, but you need to bring quality content and clever marketing to the table to beat the competition. Expect to create content that is actually useful, or at least convincingly so, e.g., detailed guides in those niches, because users are more likely to trust and click ads if the site appears authoritative. Stacking monetization channels. A defining feature of 2025's arbitrage scene is not relying on AdSense alone. Top arbitrage experts have become very savvy in maximizing revenue per user by combining multiple monetization methods. AdSense, or its alternatives like Media.net, AdThrive, etc., might be the primary earner, but they'll add on affiliate offers, push notifications, email captures, direct sponsorships, etc. for extra income streams. Here are some common stacks: Affiliate plus AdSense. In-content affiliate links or product recommendations alongside AdSense can boost overall returns. For instance, a gadget review site might arbitrage traffic and earn both from AdSense clicks and Amazon affiliate commissions. The Publift guide explicitly notes that by teaming paid traffic with an affiliate marketing strategy, publishers can potentially start to see significant profits. Even arbitrageurs who start purely with display ads often realize certain niches have lucrative CPA offers, so why not sprinkle those in? As long as it doesn't violate AdSense policy, e.g., you can't incentivize clicks, it's generally fine to have affiliate links or sponsored widgets on the same page. This diversifies income. If users don't click an AdSense ad, maybe they'll click an affiliate deal. Push notifications. Converting one-time visitors into push notification subscribers is another tactic. Tools like ISOauto allow publishers to send native ads via push notifications to users who opt in. Essentially, you arbitrage traffic to get visitors, then re-engage them later with push alerts that have CPC ads. This can add a 10 to 20% revenue lift as noted in some case studies. It's an arbitrage on top of an arbitrage. You paid for the visit once, but you might earn from that user multiple times when they click future push notifs with ads. Many large arbitrage sites have allow notifications for updates prompt. That's what they're doing. Email capture and newsletters, similar to push, but via email. Email arbitrage has actually become an entire subgenre. Instead of relying on ad networks, some experts are buying email leads and monetizing through newsletter sends. One arbitrage expert described his model: purchase targeted email subscribers, people who opt into a niche newsletter, then send them regular emails filled with ads or sponsored content. Since you pay once for the subscriber and can reach them indefinitely, the ROI can be huge over time. He touted that each subscriber can generate ongoing revenue and it's highly profitable if done right. We're seeing newsletter-based sites that break even or lose money on upfront traffic to get the email signups, but then make a killing on ad sales in the email or by pushing those users to partner offers repeatedly. Email is also more under your control than, say, Facebook algorithms. It's a way to build an asset, the list, rather than just buying ephemeral clicks. Direct ad deals/sponsored content. As some arbitrage sites grow, they transition from pure network ads to negotiating direct deals. For example, a newsletter arbitrager mentioned that to make the big money, he eventually cuts direct deals with advertisers rather than just using ad networks. This can yield 50 times ROI or more in his claim. On websites, this might mean selling a sponsored article or banner placement to an advertiser at a flat rate which can outperform what AdSense pays. Many arbitrageurs start with programmatic ads, AdSense, to prove revenue, then scale up and layer direct sales for even higher margins. Social media and influencer funnels. Another channel stacking approach is using one platform's organic reach to feed another's monetization. A 2024 forum tip recommended using TikTok or Instagram for free traffic and then monetizing via AdSense on a blog. Some arbitrageurs build large TikTok accounts in their niche, through consistent posting or even buying shoutouts, and constantly funnel those viewers to their site, link in bio strategy. Others use YouTube videos or Pinterest pins that tease content and drive clicks to their ad-heavy pages. These are technically arbitrage too. You invest time or money to get social followers and convert them into ad earnings. The multi-channel presence also makes the system more robust against a single point of failure. The underlying idea is maximizing revenue per user session and building reusable audiences. It's no longer user comes, user clicks an ad, user is gone forever. Now it's user comes, maybe clicks an ad and signs up for something, and can be remonetized later. Modern arbitrage operations look at lifetime value of a visitor. This stacking of monetization channels has the added benefit of making your business more resilient. If AdSense shuts you down, or CPMs drop, you still have an email list or push subscriber base to monetize via other methods. If a certain affiliate offer stops converting, you still have your display ad income, etc. Case in point, a well-known arbitrager on a forum shared that he runs newsletters for arbitrage instead of websites, precisely to gain that ability to monetize repeatedly. He buys ideal subscribers and then sends them targeted ads over time, achieving far better engagement than standard display ads. Another publisher in that discussion confirmed doing something similar with automated newsletters and leveraging recommendation widgets to boost engagement. All these examples underscore that the big money now is in systems, not one-off tricks. Case studies, modern arbitrage in action. Let's bring this to life with a few case study style examples, illustrating how arbitrageurs are making money in 2025. Case study 1. AI content plus Facebook traffic equals profits. In late 2024, a small team reported success with a straightforward arbitrage formula. They created a content site filled with articles written by GPT-4, with some light editing, on popular listicle and how-to topics. The site used a simple blog layout with a single column of content and well-placed ads, within content and sidebar. To drive traffic, they ran Facebook ads featuring a compelling mid-journey generated image and a click-worthy headline relevant to each article. For example, an article 10 Secret Benefits of Green Tea, number 7 will surprise you, might be promoted to health-conscious audiences. Over 1 month, they spent about $5,000 on Facebook clicks and earned roughly $6,750 from their ad network, a 35% net profit margin. Encouraged, they scaled up to $10,000 spent the next month while maintaining similar ROI. The ad network in use was a premium display network that requires high-traffic sites, hinting it could be something like Mediavine or AdThrive. Interestingly, they got into that network when the site had organic Google traffic, but when Google crushed their SEO, perhaps due to an algorithm update against AI content, they pivoted to paid Facebook traffic to keep revenue flowing. This case shows that AI content arbitrage is viable if you can get cheap clicks from social media and if you maintain a site quality high enough to be on a premium ad platform. It also highlights diversification. When organic traffic died, paid traffic saved the day. They are now experimenting with other sources, and even considering AI-generated videos to tap into video platforms as traffic sources. The main takeaway, using AI to create content plus using Facebook's targeting to buy the right traffic equals a working arbitrage model in 2025, as long as margins hold. Case study 2, high-volume search feed arbitrage via TikTok. A more advanced arbitrage approach is exemplified by Digital Works, from a volume case study. This company buys huge volumes of traffic on TikTok and native ad networks, not to send users to a typical blog, but to a search results page filled with ads. Essentially, they pay for a click and then show the user a page that looks like a search query for whatever was promised in the ad. Each result on that page is actually an ad from a syndicated search feed, e.g., Yahoo or Google's feed partners. When the user clicks any result, Digital Works earns money, since that click is sold to an advertiser. This is a form of search arbitrage where the user's first click qualifies their interest, and the second click monetizes it. The margins per user are small, maybe a few cents profit each, but at massive scale it adds up. Digital Works needed robust tracking to make this work because they deal with real-time bidding and quick redirects. By integrating Volumes Tracker directly with TikTok ads, they solved a key problem. TikTok's ads platform often lags in reporting spend, which made it hard to optimize. With the direct integration, they could see real-time ROI per campaign and adjust instantly. As a result, they managed to double their earnings from this arbitrage system. One forum user explained that Google actually has a whole ecosystem for these search feed arbitrageurs, Google's AdSense for search or domain feed programs, often through partners like System1 or Cedo, and that Google needs this arbitrage volume to get more ad clicks in some niches. However, the barrier to entry is high. They mention new entrants must be ready to spend thousands per day, and even then profitability isn't guaranteed. Digital Works likely operates at that high level, with dedicated deals. This case study is a peek into where big money flows. If you can master a complex system, TikTok-search feed ads, the scale can be enormous. It's not a newbie-friendly method, but it shows arbitrage is alive in some very sophisticated forms. Case study 3, newsletter arbitrage, buying subscribers for lifetime value. A self-described arbitrage veteran shared a different angle, running email newsletters as the platform for arbitrage. Here's how it works. Instead of buying clicks to a website with AdSense, he buys email leads, typically through ads that promote a free newsletter or via co-registration deals. For example, he might pay $1 per sign-up for a finance tips newsletter. Once he has, say, 50,000 subscribers, he sends them regular newsletters that contain advertisements, could be banner ads within the email, or sponsored content, affiliate promos, etc. Because these users opted in, open rates and engagement can be high. He emphasized that reaching users in their inbox is significantly more effective than traditional display ads, since the audience is already interested. The economics are compelling, even if it takes a few emails to recoup that $1 cost. Every additional email sent to that subscriber is essentially free money. He described this as paying once and retargeting users multiple times, making it highly profitable as a long-term strategy. In practice, someone might see ROI of several 100% over the lifetime of each subscriber if they monetize well. This approach also avoids some pitfalls of web arbitrage. No worry about Google policy on your site, for instance, but it comes with its own challenges: email deliverability, needing to source ads to send, etc. One key to his success was using an email platform, like Beehive, which he mentioned for starters, and then eventually selling ads directly to advertisers for far higher margins. This case is a great example of stacking channels. It's arbitrage that spans from paid acquisition to owned media to direct sales. It shows that arbitrageurs are thinking beyond one click. They're building media properties, in this case, newsletters, that can generate revenue again and again. These case studies reflect a spectrum from relatively simple, case 1, to very complex, case 2, to outside the box, case 3. The common thread is innovation and adaptation. Each found a way to arbitrage attention in the current landscape, whether it's harnessing AI for content, leveraging a new traffic source like TikTok, or turning transient visitors into long-term subscribers. Long-term strategies, staying compliant and scalable. A recurring theme in all of this is the need for sustainability. Arbitrage is often seen as a quick buck game, but those who want to make serious money treat it more like building a real business, one that can withstand policy changes and not get easily banned or saturated. Here are some long-term strategies for success. Prioritize quality and compliance. It might sound paradoxical, since arbitrage has a gray hat reputation, but playing by the rules pays off in the long run. This means adhering to Google's content policies: no hate, porn, violence, etc., avoiding deceptive layouts, and keeping user experience decent. Quality content is your friend. Ensure every landing page actually delivers what the ad promised and offers some substance. Not only does this avoid user complaints and Google penalties, it also improves your conversion. Users who feel satisfied are more likely to click an ad out of genuine interest rather than frustration. Also, commit to original content, even if AI assisted, because copy-paste jobs will get filtered out. Many experts suggest having at least 20 to 30 good articles on your site before even applying AdSense. Basically, run your arbitrage site like a legitimate publisher as much as possible. Google explicitly says you're welcome to promote your site with paid traffic as long as it complies with policies, so don't give them a reason to shut you down. Monitoring your traffic sources for any invalid spikes, using Google Analytics, etc., is wise, since it lets you react if some source is sending junk that could trigger a ban. User engagement and retention. One hallmark of a sustainable arbitrage model is turning one-off visitors into repeat visitors or subscribers. We discussed methods like push notifications and email. Those are exactly how you build an audience that you control. Consider adding features to your site such as an email newsletter opt-in, even if it's just a weekly best of your content, prompt users to allow push notifications for updates, or encourage following your social media for more content. If 5% of your paid traffic signs up for something, that's 5% you don't have to pay for next time. Over months and years, this can dramatically lower your effective acquisition costs. Also, engaged users will share your content or talk about it, giving you some organic boost. The more you can step off the treadmill of pay for every single visitor, the more resilient your system becomes. Some arbitrageurs even build community features, like a Facebook group or forum, around their content, anything to create stickiness beyond the initial click. Scale gradually with data. When you find a working campaign, scale it, but do so methodically. It's common advice in media buying to avoid doubling budgets overnight. It can trip platform algorithms or simply overshoot the audience that was giving you good ROI. Instead, scale in phases and watch your metrics closely: CTR, CPC, RPM, bounce rate, etc. Use A/B testing for landing pages and ad creatives. Cut out low-performing traffic sources and pour more into winners. The arbitrageurs seeing millions in revenue treat it as a numbers game. They relentlessly optimize every step. This might involve testing different article titles, different layouts, e.g., more images versus more text, various traffic targeting options, age, interests, geo. Tools exist to help manage this at scale. For example, some use automation and rules and trackers like Volume or Thrive to autopause campaigns that dip below certain ROI. The goal is to build an engine that can profitably convert $1 of traffic into $1.50 of revenue consistently, then push more volume through it. At high spend levels, even a 5% improvement in conversion can mean thousands of extra dollars, so continuous optimization is key. Also, keep an eye on frequency and ad fatigue. If you're hitting the same audience repeatedly with the same ad, its performance will decline. Rotate creatives and refresh content regularly to avoid saturation. Diversify monetization and traffic. Risk mitigation. We covered stacking channels for revenue. The same logic applies to traffic sources and ad networks. Don't put all eggs in one basket. Many arbitrage experts maintain multiple ad network accounts, AdSense, plus maybe Media.net or MGID as backup, etc. If AdSense decides to ban or limit ads on one site, having a backup network to switch to can keep you afloat, though ideally you avoid the ban in the first place. On traffic, spread your spend across at least a few different platforms if you can. For example, instead of spending $1,000 per day all on Facebook, you might do $600 Facebook, $300 Taboola, $100 Bing ads. This way, if one platform changes something, say Facebook increases costs or disapproves your ads, you're not completely dead in the water. Native ads networks are especially good as a complement to social, since their performance often differs by content type. Some articles might tank on Facebook but do great on Taboola, or vice versa. Moreover, exploring new platforms early can give you a jump before they get crowded. For instance, those who started TikTok ads arbitrage in 2022/2023 enjoyed dirt cheap traffic. By 2025 it's a bit pricier, but perhaps the next platform, maybe an emerging ad network or region-specific platform, could offer a similar arbitrage window. Always be testing a new source on a small scale. It's like R&D for future profit streams. Use proper tools and infrastructure. At a certain scale, managing arbitrage manually becomes impossible. Smart arbitrageurs invest in tools, tracking platforms, to attribute revenue to each traffic source and creative, anti-fraud systems, to detect bot traffic before it hurts them, and multi-account management tools. Many use anti-detect browsers or profile managers to handle multiple ad accounts safely. For example, AdsPower, an anti-detect browser solution, markets itself as a way to safely run multiple ad accounts for arbitrage without getting flagged. Trackers like Volume or RedTrack can automate sending conversion data back to traffic sources, like passing back which visitors clicked AdSense ads, via metrics proxies. This can help algorithms optimize for quality users. The technical side might sound daunting, but those who master it can operate at a level others can't. Essentially, arbitrage is becoming professionalized. Think of it like high-frequency trading in finance. It started with scrappy individual efforts, but now it's about sophisticated systems and tech giving an edge. That doesn't mean a solo entrepreneur can't do it. Many still do extremely well. It means you should leverage readily available software to augment your one-person army. Have a long-term exit plan. While enjoying the arbitrage cash flow, it's wise to build something with enduring value. This could mean branding your sites subtly as real media properties. For instance, instead of a generic domain like dailyviraltips.com that screams arbitrage, some are investing in more legit-sounding brands and even adding original content alongside arbitrage content. The reason? One day you might want to exit, sell the site or shift to another model, and a site with a loyal audience, clean history, and brand recognition is far more sellable. Some arbitrageurs have successfully sold their sites to bigger publishers once they prove the model. Another long-term angle is pivoting into AdSense alternatives like header bidding setups, working with networks like Publift, Ezoic, etc., which can increase your ad yield and also guide you on policy compliance. The idea is to move from being just an arbitrager to being a well-rounded publisher who uses arbitrage as one tool for growth. That mindset will help you weather changes, because you'll be thinking about user value and platform trust as much as immediate profit. By implementing these long-term strategies, you build an arbitrage operation that's not easily banned or copied. Sure, others can rip your landing page or try your traffic source, but if you've got a deeper moat, like a big email list, or proprietary data on what content works, or simply goodwill with ad networks, you're a step ahead. Future predictions. The next 1 to 2 years in arbitrage. What does the crystal ball show for late 2025 and 2026 in the world of AdSense and traffic arbitrage? Here are a few educated predictions. Even stricter quality enforcement. Google will continue to tighten the screws on low-quality arbitrage sites. The AI spam crackdown announced in 2024 is likely just the beginning. We can expect more algorithm updates that detect pages with high ad ratios, slow-loading ad-filled sites, or AI content that provides no unique value. Compliance will be non-negotiable. Publishers might face more manual reviews. For instance, Google could start individually reviewing sites that spend a lot on acquiring traffic. They already do this to some degree via AdSense site reviews. The upside for good actors. As Google weeds out the worst spam, those running quality arbitrage sites could actually see higher RPMs, since advertisers aren't wasting budget on junk sites and can bid more on the remaining quality inventory. In short, the arbitrage space may contract in terms of number of players, but those who remain and follow best practices could earn more per click. AI arms race in content. We'll see arbitrageurs leveraging AI in more advanced ways, and Google using AI to counter spam, an arms race of sorts. Content farms will likely incorporate multimedia AI, auto-generated videos, text-to-speech podcasts of articles, AI-infused interactive content, etc., to stand out. For example, an arbitrage site might have an AI chatbot for users, ask me anything about personal finance, to boost engagement time, ironically using AI to improve user experience, not just churn out content. On the flip side, Google and other platforms will use AI to analyze content semantics and authenticity, not just surface signals. Expect Google search to get better at identifying AI gibberish or aggregator sites, meaning arbitrageurs must either raise content quality or increasingly rely on non-search traffic. We might reach a point where arbitrage sites deliberately avoid indexing on Google to not invite scrutiny, and focus 100% on paid traffic funnels, essentially operating outside the SEO ecosystem. Native advertising renaissance. Native ad networks, Taboola/Outbrain and the like, could undergo a renaissance as more arbitrageurs flock to them and as these networks improve their algorithms. Native ads thrive on content recommendation, and arbitrage sites are content-heavy by nature. We'll likely see native networks cracking down on deceptive ads too. They have been already, but will continue, e.g., fewer one-weird-trick truly spammy ads, more legitimately intriguing content ads. This is partly due to pressure to maintain their own reputations. As native ad quality increases, user trust in those around the web links might rebound, making arbitrage campaigns on native more effective. Additionally, new players might enter the native space or existing ones might consolidate. Taboola merged with Outbrain a while back and offer better pricing or publisher deals. If you're doing arbitrage, keep an eye on native platforms offering incentives to buyers. There might be bonus programs or algorithmic advantages you can exploit for cheaper clicks. Geo-arbitrage expansion. The next years could see arbitrage explode in regions like Latin America, Africa, and South Asia. As internet populations grow and ad spends follow, arbitrageurs will seize the gap between local traffic costs and what global advertisers pay to reach those audiences. We might hear about arbitrage successes like we built a network of Spanish-language sites on personal finance and arbitrage traffic from Facebook ads in Mexico/Colombia, monetized with AdSense and affiliate offers, and scaled to $XXXK per month. Already, countries like Vietnam, Indonesia, Brazil are on marketers' radars for having large audiences with improving monetization potential. There was even a LinkedIn snippet referencing Vietnam geo-arbitrage interest. With smart geo-targeting and language localization, arbitrageurs can effectively transplant winning models from one country to another. One caution: Google's policies are global, so spam won't fly in emerging markets either. Local language AI spam will get caught just like English. But often competition is lower, so a quality arbitrage site in, say, Spanish, might face far fewer rivals than the English counterpart. Monetization stack innovation. We anticipate arbitrageurs finding new ways to squeeze more revenue out of each user. For example, web push monetization might evolve, perhaps higher payouts or programmatic exchanges for push subscribers. Or arbitrageurs might integrate lead generation into content, get users to fill a quiz or form, which is sold to advertisers directly. The idea of combining lead gen affiliate with arbitrage is powerful. You pay for a click, you either get an ad click, revenue, or even if not, maybe the user fills a lead form, revenue. More folks may do what some already are, pixel their visitors and retarget them with ads elsewhere. If someone leaves your site without clicking an ad, you can retarget them on Facebook with a second chance offer, maybe an affiliate product or just to bring them back to a different article, thus extending the monetization funnel across platforms. TikTok and short-form video may also become part of more arbitrage funnels, especially as older demographics use those platforms. Picture a 2025 arbitrager making short TikTok slideshows of an article's highlights to entice viewers to visit the site for full details, effectively arbitrage through content marketing. It's a bit like reinventing clickbait in video form, but if it's engaging, it can pass platform muster. Higher barriers to entry, but not exit. It's likely that starting arbitrage from scratch in 2025 is harder than it was a few years ago. You need more capital, ad costs have risen somewhat, more polish, cheap-looking sites get disapproved quickly, and more skills, running multi-channel campaigns. So the barrier to entry is higher. However, once you're in and running profitably, the barriers to exit, i.e., being forced out, might also be higher, because you've built defenses like compliance and diversification. We foresee the arbitrage community becoming a bit more tight-knit and professional. There may be more private masterminds or even companies offering arbitrage as a service where they handle the tech and compliance and you just fund the ad spend. In a sense, arbitrage could mature into an established part of the digital advertising ecosystem, albeit one that's always under the watchful eye of policy teams. Final thought, AdSense Arbitrage in 2025 is far from dead. It's alive and kicking, but it's a different beast. The Wild West days of spammy tricks are largely over. Today's arbitrage winners are combining the art of marketing with the science of analytics. They respect user experience just enough to stay on the right side of policy. They leverage cutting-edge tools, from AI content to automation, and they think in terms of systems and longevity. As long as there's a gap between the cost of traffic and the value of monetization, arbitrage will exist in some form. The shape of it will continue to evolve with technology and platform rules. Those who adapt will keep finding ways to buy low, sell high on internet attention, and those who don't will fade like so many expired domains.